Cool. All right. Well, my name's Jimmy. Like she said, I'm a 4-year student. I came up here this is my 5th year, but due to circumstances, I've been here for 5 years. The hospitality program is pretty cool. You made the right decision for joining it if you are in the hospitality program, just because you can do stuff in the real world like we're doing. I got the job actually we both got the job through a job fair that Husson puts on. They put on a lot of them over the years and over the course of a single year. Kim and I were both at the exact same interview.
We both got the job. So that interview was kind of cool. So Dr. Spernis actually set it up. It was through Ocean Properties, which is the company we both work for. So we all had an interview up at the Dyke Center for Family Business. And what it was a 3-panel interview. So 3 people from Ocean Properties that were in the MIT program, which is their manager and training program, were there to interview us. So we brought our resumes. We did research about the company, which is really important if you guys are ever going into an interview for an internship or a job. Always know about that company, because that shows that you care, that you really want to work for them. Even if you have questions about the company, people doing interviews love when you ask questions. I remember when I interviewed, I asked a question and I completely stumped them. They just looked at me like, wait, what? And I got the job, so I don't know if that was because of that or if they just liked me, I'm not sure, but definitely using the resources on campus is really great for getting interviews. James Westoff, he can look over your resume and see what you need to fix or alter.
He does really, really good work with resumes. So if you guys, some might not even have a resume made yet. I know I thought I had a good resume until I brought it into him and he kind of showed me what I could turn. You can turn some really weird facts about you into something that a company's going to want to look at when they're hiring you, and he'll help you figure out what that is and help you show that off. So definitely take advantage of him, because he's helped me. If it weren't for him, my resume probably wouldn't have looked as nice as somebody else's, and somebody else would have got that job.
So this summer we worked for Ocean Properties. So just a little bit about the company. Tom Walsh is the founder of it. He's now in his 80s. Great guy. We both met him and his family. He started off just buying one hotel in the 1970s, and he is now, he included his family in it, so all of his children work for this company, and they're now one of the largest privately owned hotel operating companies in North America. So they have over 100 hotel operations. Then also, numerous food and beverage, entertainment. They have a whale watch over in Bar Harbor, so they're doing really well for just one family. It's not a huge company; it's just one family that created this whole franchise.
Yeah, it's cool to see. It's really cool to see a family, because they're still really oriented with the business. Like, you think, oh, they've got however large amount of sums of money, millions and millions of dollars. Well, Mark, one of Tom's sons, I work at the Regency, which is it's on your way into Bar Harbor. It's the Holiday Inn. And Mark came in and he spent probably, I'd say 3 or 4 weeks there. And he'd come in, hang out, say hi, talk to you, kind of quizzy sometimes. And it's funny because a lot of people would show up and they'd think, oh man, Mark Walsh is here. Hi, Mr. Walsh, how are you? And like, be really timid. And you get around him, and after 10 minutes with him, you relax, and like, you get a feeling like this guy's trying to do well. He's just not trying to make a buck. And it's cool. It's really cool to be able to get that. And I'm just surprised I was able to get it through Husson. They do a really good job with planning out real life situations for you. Like, this internship I've managed to find a job out of it. Like, because I've been in food and bev my whole life, and just this summer was the first time I've ever tried front office of anything. I didn't know what to expect, and I liked it, and I'm probably gonna have a job out of it, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so when you go into internships, I know what I was looking for when I went into this internship. I've worked at hotels previously, so I've done the whole, you do this and this and this. With this company, I was really looking to learn more responsibility, to look in not just front desk, but also housekeeping, a little, managerial tasks. And this company really provided me with that. They didn't just teach me what to do and leave me alone. They were there for me every step of the way. by the end of the summer, I was actually working by myself at night. You know, usually you have to have a manager there, but, you know, I learned enough, you know, they trusted me enough. I know what I'm doing, you know. I know if I have trouble, I can always call my manager up and ask. So that's pretty cool that, you know, by just a summer work, you know, interning with them, they gave me all that responsibility, which is something I'm looking for. I don't want a company that's just gonna, you know, tell me what to do and leave me. You know, I want them to, you know, trust me. I want to trust them and learn all the responsibilities, which is really nice with this company.
Well, that and Bar Harbor in general is prepared. Like, I feel like in Bar Harbor you're being trained more so than any other place. Like I've talked to so many managers that have gone down to Florida. They have this whole property. It's Ocean Property Limited. They own places all around the country, Key West, all in Florida, and they'll come up and work in Bar Harbor and say nothing can prepare you for how intense Bar Harbor is. Like the place is packed as soon as summer hits, and it's packed even now. And when other companies see, even if you weren't to stay in this company, other companies see you working in Bar Harbor, and they see that on their resume, and it's a shock to them because Bar Harbor is known throughout the world as a place to go, and if you can handle a summer in Bar Harbor, you can handle just about anything. And it's a really life-preparing situation.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about our internship. I don't know if you guys have any questions about, you know, the internship process, interviewing process, you know, or anything else, you know, feel free to ask.
Anyone have questions?
Can you explain an average day in your position?
An average day. So say I was working a morning shift, I would come in, you know, clock in and everything like that. I would go through check-ins. Who's arriving today? Are there any special requests? Are there any traces in there saying they have an allergy to pets, they have an allergy to feathers, you know, so on and so on. You know, you make a list of that. It's always great to be prepared for the day. You know, who's checking in, you know, look at the names. If something sounds familiar, check and see if they've stayed with you before. You know, welcome them back. Say, Mr. Smith, welcome back to West Street Hotel. Is there anything I can do to make your stay extra special? Also, another great thing that we did is we looked through if it said, oh, 25th wedding anniversary, we would send up an amenity to their room. So we would send up champagne or chocolate-covered strawberries. You know, just going that extra mile makes such a difference with our guests. You know, and then I would get all the registration cards done, do all, you know, the little tasks that I have to do, check people out at the same time I'm doing all of this, clean the lobby, you know, talk to managers in both food and beverage, hotel, housekeeping. You always have to be talking to every single department. So everyone knows what's going on throughout the day. You don't want any surprises.
See, Kim's got the luxury of working at the West Street. The West Street Hotel is a hotel that was built 3 years ago. Beautiful, beautiful location. Probably the nicest hotel in Bar Harbor. How many rooms do you guys have?
We have 85 rooms.
You have 85 rooms. I worked at the Regency. The Regency has 284 rooms. And so we're going through a lot of volume, and unfortunately, we don't have the ability to be as micro in our treatment of guests. I know that sounds rough on the surface, but it really doesn't mean we're not doing like nice things for our guests. We just can't go to that extreme, and it's awesome, and that's part of the payment for that. I mean, $400 a night in a room, you should expect that. At the Holiday Inn, I come in the morning and we'll look at checkouts. I'll have anywhere between 120 and 160 to 170 checkouts. And that's just in the morning. So I have to go through and make sure that, like many of the things that she did, whether it be routing, whether it be the traces, make sure all of those are in line, but we also have to be in touch with our housekeeping because there's other things like room moves that need to happen. So say someone may have had a discrepancy over the room that they received, they're going to want to switch rooms, and this happens very often. They want to switch rooms in the middle of their stay, so we have to set up what's called a ghost room. And a ghost room is basically a fake reservation, keeping that one type of room pre-blocked for that person until we can check them, we can clean the room and then check them into that new room. That way we don't get a reservation that takes that room. So there's a lot of things that kind of get a little confusing in that, and that's more of the morning shift. At night, one of the biggest things is, well, it's funny, in the morning when you're checking people out, people are just trying to get out, in and out, and leave. When you're at the PM shift, it's much more customer service oriented. You're having people check in, and they're going to their room and then they're coming down and asking you what there's things to do around the area. They want to know, oh, where can I go hike in Acadia? Where can I go get some lobster? What's there to do? And so you have to be kind of a concierge. And you have to know your area. You have to know what's to do. And you have to be able to read people to figure out what they're going to want to hear as far as things are to do. And that, like, you worked at the Blue Nose, Nate. You know that people want to hear things that they're expecting perfection when they come to Bar Harbor. And they want to be told to go someplace that they're going to get that. And if they don't, then you're going to hear about it. And that's that's kind of the daily routine for my hotel.
They have like 100 restaurants you guys use.
Yeah, right. Well, at the Regency, we have, during peak summer, we have 2 different restaurants. We have a bar, we have a tiki bar outside, we have our heated hot tub and pool, so people that can come from other hotels to our area can enjoy, and we're right on the water. So we have just endless amounts of responsibilities to deal with that other hotels don't normally have to deal with.
Anybody else?
Cool. All right, well,
Okay,
thanks, guys.
Thank you.